Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Report: Warriors declined Bulls' LaVine trade offer before CP3 waived. The Warriors reportedly had an opportunity to land a two-time NBA All-Star this weekend. Golden State turned down a trade offer from the Chicago Bulls that would have sent guard Zach LaVine to the Bay, TNT's Chris Haynes reported Sunday on NBA TV's Free Agent Fever. I was told the Chicago Bulls were trying to get something going with the Golden State Warriors, trying to get a Zach LaVine package together, Haynes said. What I was told was it could have been a Zach LaVine for a Chris Paul or Andrew Wiggins. The Warriors, from how it was explained to me, the Warriors, they didn't feel that was an adequate amount for a deal structure, so things didn't go as planned, so that fell through, which led to the Golden State Warriors choosing to release Chris Paul. And I was told it was Mike Dunleavy, the general manager, who called Chris Paul and gave him the news. The offer, as Haynes reported, consisted of either Paul or Wiggins, with other assets potentially involved. LaVine, along with New Orleans Pelicans guard Brandon Ingram, were mentioned as possible pivots for the Warriors after they failed to work out a trade with the Los Angeles Clippers for star forward Paul George. LaVine, 29, dealt with various back, foot, shoulder, and ankle injuries throughout last season, and he was limited to just 25 games. He averaged 19.5 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 3.9 assists in those contests while shooting 45.2% from the field and 34.9% from three-point range. LaVine still is owed roughly $138 million over the next 3 seasons on his contract. Golden State waived Paul on Sunday, clearing the way for the veteran guard to test the market as an unrestricted free agent. He quickly agreed to a 1-year contract with the San Antonio Spurs. The Warriors also reportedly are looking to trade Wiggins, who has 2 years and approximately $54 million remaining on his contract, with a $30 million player option for the 2026-27 season. Even though the Warriors reportedly were looking to move on from Paul and Wiggins, it appears the Bulls' proposed package was too rich for their taste. Warriors trade pitch flips fan favorite to Lakers for promising prospect. The early offseason has not gone the Golden State Warriors' way. The team attempted to acquire Paul George, but bailed on Chris Paul and his $30 million salary as a trade chip after George signed a max deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Klay Thompson appears on his way out of the Bay Area as he discusses potential deals with several contenders and could be playing for a new team as early as Monday, July 1st. All that money off the books is great news for the Dubs front office and its luxury tax bills, but losing all that talent for nothing in return is the opposite for a roster full of players that have either seen too many NBA campaigns or too few. With limited and pricey free agent options as perhaps the only way to now meaningfully improve the team, Golden State finds itself in a position where it should at least consider trading some fringe assets with an eye toward the future. The Los Angeles Lakers' top need this offseason might be accurate shooting from deep, though it was defense that won the team the NBA title in 2020, the only ring LeBron James and Anthony Davis have captured as a 5-year duo. With that in mind, Sam Quinn of CBS Sports authored a trade pitch over the weekend that would see the Dubs send Gary Payton II to Los Angeles. The Lakers have been dying for an Alex Caruso replacement ever since he left, Quinn wrote on Saturday, June 29. Payton is the league's closest analog as a lockdown perimeter defender, barely passable shooter, and excellent off-ball offensive player in space. Payton's defensive rating over the course of his career is 108.1, exactly 8 points better than the league average of 116.1 last season. His number was not as good last year, coming in at 113.0, though it was still low enough to render him well above average as a perimeter defender. Injuries have plagued the now 31-year-old guard over the past 2 campaigns, during which he has appeared in just 22 and 44 regular season games, respectively. But, when healthy in 2021-22, Payton was a meaningful cog in the Warriors' run to a championship. He suffered an injury during that postseason, though he returned to contribute meaningfully during the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics, which the Dubs captured in 6 games. Payton shot 35.8% from behind the three-point line during the Warriors' title season, connected on 50% of his three-point tries the following year in a very limited sample size, and hit 36.4% of his attempts from behind the arc last season, per Basketball Reference. Depending on where the Warriors are with their cap construction after releasing Paul Sunday, as well as potentially losing Thompson to one of several interested contenders, Golden State may not need to make the money match exactly in a deal for Payton, which opens up some interesting possibilities. Warriors may trade for $158 million star in post-Klay Thompson plan, insider. The Golden State Warriors are expected to begin life without Klay Thompson in the coming days. Barring a late turnaround, Thompson is expected to sign with a team like the Los Angeles Lakers or Dallas Mavericks in NBA free agency, per insider Mark Stein. This leaves the Warriors with a starting spot to replace, even though Thompson would likely have been fighting for the same gig if he returned to Golden State. Yahoo Sports NBA insider Jake Fisher believes New Orleans Pelicans forward Brandon Ingram could be a potential trade target for the Warriors. The Warriors face their own predicament, having already agreed with Chris Paul to move back his contract's guarantee date for the final year and $30 million on his deal, Fisher wrote in a June 30, 2024, story titled, How Paul George Remains the Key to the Free Agent Market. What big swings are still out there, as Golden State has also put Andrew Wiggins on the trade block, according to league sources. The options range across a spectrum of upside, from sending out picks for Brandon Ingram to potentially acquiring one with Zach LaVine, sources said, Fisher added. But if no deal emerges, and the Warriors indeed lose Klay Thompson as Golden State and league personnel currently believe will occur, the Warriors are considering their best options, sources said, with the full mid-level exception that can become available to Golden State. The Pelicans were able to land point guard DeJounte Murray in a deal with the Atlanta Hawks without trading Ingram. The forward has been floated as a potential trade chip as Ingram enters the final season of a 5-year, $158.2 million contract. Ingram is slated to have a $36 million cap hit in 2024-25. Fisher reported that the Warriors are exploring potential trades for Andrew Wiggins. Could this be the base of a potential deal to land Ingram? Ingram averaged 20.8 points, 5.7 assists, and 5.1 rebounds per game while shooting 35.5% from behind the three-point line in 64 appearances for New Orleans last season. Golden State was previously linked to star point guard Paul George, but were unable to work out a deal with the Los Angeles Clippers. The Athletic's Tim Kawakami reported there was a point when the Warriors expected to land George before the point guard ultimately opted to hit free agency. The Warriors insider also termed Thompson's future with Golden State as an inevitable departure. The Warriors had agreed to give George a max, 4-year extension upon arrival, Kawakami detailed in a June 29 article titled, Inside the Warriors' Foiled Paul George Attempt, Klay Thompson's Inevitable Departure. They believed they had proposed several variations of a trade that the Clippers could and would accept. Stephen Curry and Draymond Green were 100% on board. George gave strong indications he wanted to join the Warriors. But the Clippers never agreed to any version of a trade, and now George is a free agent and essentially beyond the Warriors' reach. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Ingram? Leave your opinion in the comments.